Hello and welcome to Vicarage Road for tonight's championship fixture where Burnley take on Watford. It's another night under the lights, and welcome to our pre-match show where we'll be bringing you all the match day build-up this season and following Burnley's new adventure in the championship. We'll be here up until kick-off, where you can switch over to Clarets Plus for live audio commentary or a full match stream in selected territories around the globe. Special guest tonight, Andy Hodgson. Welcome back to Vicarage Road, Andy.
A scene of success. That's why I've come back, to recreate the success that we had only months ago. So I'm back just for the win. So if there's any mucking about tonight, there's trouble, Phil. And I'm excited that people in Kazakhstan are able to watch the live stream at 1 a.m.
Some of the list of countries are incredible, aren't they?
Azerbaijan,
wow.
Kazakhstan, I can't list them all,
wow.
But there's a lot.
That's incredible. It is incredible. Now then, new season, a lot of change, a lot of new players.
I can't keep up.
I can't either, and that's a problem.
There's a new video every 5 minutes, and you know.
Did you like that Generation game?
The Generation game, the latest
one.
You're
too young for that, aren't you?
I am far too young because I'm 28. You know that. But the creativity of the media department at this football club is remarkable, and I'm here tonight to secure all of them a pay rise of 200%. I'll be negotiating that as the game goes on.
Good luck
I'll let
with
you
that.
know if it's successful.
Really good luck with that. Really good luck with that. Team news for you. One change for Burnley. Manuel Benson, after his great second half against Luton, comes into the side, and Jack Cork relegated to the bench. So we think 4-2-3-1 again. Muric in goal. Roberts, Harwood-Bellis, Taylor, Matson across the back line. Josh Brownhill is today's skipper. We think he'll be alongside Josh Cullen. Three behind Ashley Barnes, Manuel Benson, Dara Costello, Samuel Bastian behind Ashley Barnes. Burnley bench, Peacock Farrell, reserve keeper, Jack Cork, as we mentioned, CJ Egan-Riley, Jay Rodriguez, good to see him in the squad, Luke McNally, Vitinho, who's got such a great impression so far, Nathan Teller joined Burnley on a season-long loan from Southampton yesterday. No Emmanuel Dennis for Watford. He looks set to join Forest, but Ismail Assar will play. He scored from his own half against West Brom on Monday. Looks maybe like they're going to a flat four. Backman in goal, Gaspar right back, Kamara left back, Cathcart, Serialta in the centre. New signing, Hamza Chowdhury in the middle of midfield. He's on loan from Leicester. Ken Seamer, Tom Cleverley and Ido Kayembe make up the midfield. Sarr alongside João Pedro up front. On the bench for the home side, Ben Hamer, the reserve keeper, Jeremy Nakakia, Ray Manage, who signed from Barcelona in the summer, Dan Gosling, Yasser Asprilla, Yacoub Bayo and Christian Cabaselli. Our referee today is Tom Bramall, new name, but he's in the Premier League list. So, reflection on that. Got to get Manuel Benson into the side, really, after last week against Luton.
Yeah, well, a lot of the new signings, you know, it's early doors, but there's not one of them that you haven't gone, oh, hello. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you kind of watch and you go, there's something here. Oh, you know, they've clearly all been signed for a reason. And as a Burnley fan over the years, there are some times that I've not been able to work out why a player's signed, and I kind of go, I don't get it. I don't get what it adds. Whereas there hasn't been one that's come in that I haven't gone, oh, there's a spark there. So, I mean, there's 4 players from last season starting tonight. The rest all brand new, and it does make it exciting. It's early doors. I mean, I think there's got to be at least 10 games before you say, okay, these are who we think they are in terms of consistency. We could have just got lucky in the first couple of games. We shall see, but there's certainly a lot of potential there, isn't there?
There might be more to come as well.
Who's coming? Give us an exclusive, Phil.
I have nothing for you today.
What?
Still getting over Nathan Teller yesterday, which was a little bit of a surprise yesterday evening. Got him registered for today, which was important. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
He's an interesting one, like Hamza Chowdhury for Watford. Not played that many games, not had that much consistency, but they rate them and they want to send them out and get a game. So, you know, if they've got the right attitude, both of them, for Watford and Burnley, then hopefully they get a good run and prove themselves, which is what most of these new players are here to do as well.
And amongst all the new recruits, young Dara Costello has made an impression, hasn't he?
He has. And again, you know, you go change of management, new opportunity, slate clean. It's good that you can see some people stepping up. Maybe the old regime, older players, Sean Dyche's a different system, maybe some of those players couldn't blossom in the way they're doing at the moment. And it's a slight surprise, probably less so for you, because I think you watch a lot more of the under-23s and you see a lot more of the football that the rest of the fans maybe don't see. But he's another one where you go, look at that.
He had a good last 6 months in the under-23s as it was last season. Scored 12 goals, really came on and deserves his chance.
Yeah, he looks relaxed on the ball.
Do you remember we were 1 down here and I was screaming for Darragh to come on?
You were. I remember that. And I was thinking, what are you on about?
I just thought we needed another forward.
Yeah.
It worked out anyway in that game.
It worked out,
He's got his chance later.
He has.
And let's have a look at some of the action from the Luton game. Back, it's Darragh Costello, made quite an impression already in the side. It'll be his 3rd start tonight, and looking forward to seeing him once again. I've just got a feeling he might play through the middle tonight, Andy, with Benson wide of him and Bastian wide of him. I just wonder if he's going to play through the middle, Darragh, tonight.
If he does, that'll be interesting, because I think switching it about a bit in these first 10 games will be interesting, because do we need another striker? There's a lot of the fans been saying, hang on, you can't go a whole season with just Rodriguez and Barnes as our
and Twine, Twine will play off them,
Twine as well, But actually, you can see already there's a possibility with these lads that goals are going to come from everywhere. They're going to come from fullbacks, they're going to come from the midfield. It looks at the moment like it's just full of such potential that if Vincent swaps it about a few times and says, go on, have a go, it'll give them all the confidence to score goals, and hopefully we don't need a 20 goals a season striker. We just need everyone to contribute.
Yeah, I know you were sunning it when we played at Huddersfield and won at Huddersfield. We played really well that day.
Well, I saw
a lot of good passing moves.
I saw it, it was amazing. Because I didn't know what to expect.
How does that transformation happen? How can you become a passing side almost overnight?
Well, he's obviously come in with a philosophy, and he's, you think about the timing, must have been attractive to Vincent Company, partly because we went down. Because actually, he suddenly goes, great, what's your philosophy to the board on keeping the players or getting rid of the players? And they've obviously gone, look, these are all out of contract. These are going to want to go anyway, because Nick wants to be playing Premier League. He's got to. So the chances are these are all going to go. That leaves you with a massive hole. Why? What would you do? And he goes, this is my moment. I'm going to bring in a whole new team.
Shape aside.
And therefore, from day one, those who are on my train, half the team will be on my train straight away. Whereas most managers come in and go, OK, these lads all do it this way. I've got to slowly change that. And that doesn't always work. This has been instant response, because he's signed them on the basis of, you can do what I want you to do, now come and do it if you agree with me.
And the players want to play for Vincent Company. They want to come to Burnley because of Vincent Company, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, I think all players say that. You do the interview at the start and you have to say that. Otherwise, if you said, I've not come here for the manager, I don't like him. So they've all got to say that. However, in this case, you do think that the age profile, the players that he signed, where he signed them from, there's an absolute truth to that. I don't think they're going through the motions as some players have to. There is an absolute genuine side that goes, I am inspired by this man. I used to watch this man. I want to play football like this man, and I want success like this man. And what's really interesting is this whole new team, none of them have really achieved anything, which is brilliant. That's what we need.
They're ambitious.
They're all hungry.
Yeah, they are very
This is what you need. If you're going to build a new, any business, forget football, if you're going to build a new business,
you need ambition, don't you?
You get hungry people in who've not achieved anything really, but have got the attitude. That's what he signed. And you can see that with all of them going, go on, I really want to get this.
Yeah, I love a bit of that.
I want to go back to Chelsea and get in the team, and I'll only do that if I play really well for a year here. Or I want to win things and get promotion with this club, and I want to have that, stamped on my ticket before I go anywhere else. It's a great philosophy.
It is.
The timing's perfect.
Yeah, the manager spoke to the press on Wednesday ahead of this game tonight against Watford. Let's hear what Vincent Company had to say.
Onto the injury situation, there was no Jay Rodriguez, no Scott Twine, and no Kevin Long involved last week. Would you expect all three of those to be absent again on Friday?
Look, to be clear on this, because you've asked the question clearly as well. So, I mean, Longy and Twiney are not yet in contention for this weekend. And then J-Rod, we'll see. We'll monitor day by day. But the positive signs are that these players are no long-term injury, except for Kevin. But the two mentioned, Twiney and J-Rod, are not long-term injuries. So it's in the bigger picture, making sure we're not doing anything rash.
One of the positives to come from last week was the impact Manuel Benson made off the bench. How is he? Do you sort of see him in a position to be able to play? Obviously, just in the building last week, but a week's worth of training under his belt. Is he in a position where he's in place to start if needed? And how sort of pleased have you been with him?
No, I think players like Manu, and you got to give him time as well to be the player he can become. But in general, what you could see is that game was looking like he was neutralizing itself a little bit in the first half. There wasn't a lot of threat against us, but it was just, stifling a little bit, stifling out. And obviously when you got players like this, having a 1v1 situation, leaving him one-on-one is usually not enough. So the moment people start doubling up, that frees up another space. And we needed that in that game because he was a little bit getting a little bit predictable in the first half, and then second half it became one of them where, unfortunately we couldn't have 90 minutes like this, which would have seen maybe a different result.
Yeah, he certainly impresses in press conferences, Vincent Company. Very honest, very open.
Yeah.
And the fans are loving it.
Very calm as well. And I think that, Sean Dyche was like that as well. I think that's the right way to manage. The days of Kevin Keegan saying he'll love it if that happens have gone. And, that sort of calm consistency, no matter what happens, will pay dividends. And of course he's watched managers do that. Although I have to say, you play under managers like Pep Guardiola, he's got some passion, that guy, on the
Yes,
touch.
he has. Yeah.
You watch all the footage of him managing.
I'm not sure he's restrained all the time.
No, you wouldn't mess with him, would you? So that's maybe not the best example. But yeah, I love his calmness. I love it. He's clearly really comfortable with the project that he's got. And as I said before, unusually, he's got all of the right eggs in all the right baskets, because he can bring in his own team with his own philosophy, which he can start from day one.
But having said that, won't want to lose anybody else.
No, I mean,
You don't want any sort of stupid last-minute bids, do you?
No. Who've we got left? I'm just.
You're thinking of Charlie Taylor, Connor Roberts, Josh Brown.
That's been mooted, hasn't it?
So you don't want to lose any of them at the 11th, 12th hour, do you?
Well, I wonder whether financially what's coming already is a nice balance.
Might be enough.
I've been totting that up as it goes along, and you kind of go, okay, that seems like it balances things.
Yeah.
I don't know the internal workings of the club, but I've worked in some big businesses, multi-million-pound businesses before, and I understand the finances. And you kind of go, okay, that should be nice now, and
move on.
If you've got to bring in some others and you get them at a reasonable price, then I can't see too many more going at all at this late stage.
It's nice use of the loan market, and one of those loanees is Taylor Harwood-Bellis. He spoke to the press on Wednesday, and let's hear what he had to say.
No, yeah, it's been smooth. Yeah, it's been a good start to the season. We're happy with how we performed and stuff. Obviously, want to win our home game, so we're obviously not too happy with the draw. But no, the way the lads have performed and settled in and gelled as a group has been really good, and we're looking forward to obviously the game Friday and then pushing on.
Watford on Friday, as you mentioned, obviously a team that was in the Premier League last season. You played 2 of last season's top 6 in the Championship as well. It's not the easiest of starts on paper. How do you sort of assess Watford on Friday?
No, obviously it's not the easiest stats, but it's obviously be a good test for us to see where we're at. So far we've rose to it and we've shown that we can hold our own, and hopefully we can be one of those teams that people come up against and are obviously worried throughout the week. But no, game on Friday will be tough. Obviously seeing bits of them, and obviously come down from the Premier League, so they're going to be good, and obviously same mentality as us. But no, we'll go there and obviously take to the test and give it our best.
I think you're one of 10 new signings so far. Has that made it easier to settle in a way, because so many of you are in the same boat, and obviously I presume you know CJ as well, so that will have helped.
Yeah. Obviously there's been quite a few of us coming in. Obviously I know how the others have felt coming in, so it's easier for me to obviously make them feel welcome, as I know how they felt coming in. But no, it's a really easy dressing room to get along with. All the lads are demanding, but obviously top lads, I reckon it's an easy dressing room to come into and kind of set your stall out and get gel as a team.
You've played in the Championship before, best part of 18 months in the Championship. There's a lot of players in this team who haven't, particularly the new arrivals. Do you sort of see yourself as, even though you're 20, you've got quite a bit of senior experience, do you see yourself as a bit of a leader at the moment at Burnley, or perhaps growing into that role?
Yeah, I always, any team I'm in, I'll try and lead in my own way. Doesn't mean I have to be a senior player or anything like that. I just obviously do my best and do the best I can, which hopefully pushes others to do that as well. But there's a lot of leaders in this squad, and obviously the players that haven't been in the Championship before will get used to it very quickly, because, as I said before, the group's very demanding. So you're gonna have to perform, or kind of, it's a hard league to kind of not perform your best. So you've got to be at it every day, and to be fair, everyone has been.
That was Taylor Harwood-Bellis, the England under-21 captain, speaking to the local press on Wednesday, and he looks a very impressive defender. Great start to his Burnley career. You're listening to Matchday Live. I'm Phil Bird. Andy Hodgson's alongside me here at Vicarage Road.
Not only listening, Phil, let me just say, a young man called Darren has just tweeted me and said, "Get the jacket off, man. It's cracking flags." Well, let me tell you, we're cool as cucumbers here, my friend. We are cool as cucumbers. And here in the south of England, it's only 35 degrees, and it's like that all the time. So I'll be wrapping up for the rest of the game.
The lucky yellow jacket's maybe gone, hasn't it?
Well, it has been retired, because it turns out, Phil, in hindsight, it's not very lucky.
It didn't quite work on the last day, did it?
No, it didn't. No. So
we were about 45 minutes, weren't we? Sat at the back of the stand.
We were.
Couldn't really contemplate what had happened.
I think I've only just got over it, to be honest. I literally, it's been a summer of bewilderment for me, where I've just sat there going, how did that happen? I had the lucky jacket on. So anyway, I burnt it. So I don't know what I'm going to wear. I'll probably wear this all winter. I'll be freezing.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
Thanks.
You did the fixtures release, didn't you? The business club breakfast.
Yeah.
When the day the fixtures released. I mean, there's real excitement in the town.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think predominantly, number one, from that day where we did the fixtures release day with George Boyd and Stephen Ward, not so much them, although actually no, tell a lie, them as well. All the fans there, if you said to them, what are you most excited about? There wasn't one in the stand that didn't go Blackburn Rovers. Some of them said the other word, which I can't say here. But then it was the Northwest derbies, so straight after that. And then it was teams like Sunderland who were going to bring a massive following, and a massive following
the big games. Yeah.
So those are the ones that people were more interested in, certainly in terms of when's that fixture. And those guys there, in terms of guys that might have a box or get some advertising hoarding or whatever it was, they were also looking at that fixture going, hang on, can I stretch my budget and nudge this other fella out of the way?
Yeah.
So that was the excitement of that.
Yeah, great to see George Boyd and Stephen Ward, and they'll be with us at some stage during the season on co-coms. You were with me here back in April. It was a good afternoon for Burnley. Came from behind to beat Watford by 2-1. Let's see the highlights now. They started well here. Decent ball in there. At four, Puka gets the ball in. Tarkovsky looking to go down the flank. Can he whip it in? He can. Decent ball. Burnley are level. The Clarets are level. Is it Jack Cork to the back post? Plays down on the deck. Hooked away. Cork to win another header here. Barnes battles with it. Will it fall for Vidra? Brownell. Yes! Burnley lead. Yes! Josh Brownell's goal, a big goal. That could be in Burnley this season. Josh Brownhill. He's gone to the away end. What a goal that could be. He's finished it so well. Only his second Burnley goal.
The whole bench is up, all celebrating.
We've certainly played an additional 30 seconds. What a win for Burnley. Turned it around here. 2 goals in 3 minutes. Flying header for Jack Cork, 7 minutes from time. And then a super finish from Josh Brownhill. It will go down as a big Burnley win. We had to wait, but they turned it around. And Burnley won at Watford here by 2-1. That was a really good afternoon, and at that point we were 5 points clear of Everton, and we thought we were stopping up.
We did. We had Villa to go. We had Newcastle. I said during that day, this gives us a chance to not worry about it on the last day of the season. And I had the lucky jacket on, and that never happened. So that's why the lucky jacket's gone. It was a phenomenal day, but only in the last 10 minutes, because up to that point we were like, oh no. A phenomenal comeback, and that's the way to win, of course. If you can win like that, it turned out to be a brilliant day.
Fantastic in the away end, wasn't it?
Just and Josh Brownhill running up there, Nick Pope saying calm down to everyone, all the coaching staff going mad because it's like, oh my God, we've actually got a chance. But of course it wasn't to be in the end. And the answer to some of the other tweeters, by the way, it's not Sure for Men, it's Lynx Africa, because they're saying are you a bit hot in that? Have you forgotten your Sure for Men? I digress, Phil, sorry.
You do.
Sorry about that.
New dawn, new era.
Lovely girl.
It was only April. It was the only end of April, and this is a completely different side.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And who'd have thought it? And how many teams have got the opportunity to do that?
Yeah.
You know, teams that go down often, they're scratching their head going, hang on, we need to get rid of players. We don't need to be signing too many because we've got, too big a budget here. We've got too many players on too big a money. So you see teams change, but sometimes it's not for the better.
It's been a manic couple of months.
It's been bonkers.
Absolutely.
I mean, every morning I get up and go, what now? What now?
What reveal video can they come up with next? That's what you've been saying.
I think guys like Alex over here, who's a very beautiful man. Watch, I'll just stroke his hair. He's got very soft hair. I think he washes with
I don't think he's ever seen the Generation Game.
He came up with it. All of the ideas. This fella here, Alex, nobody else. They all say it's a team effort, right? Absolute nonsense. It's all that man there. Man's a genius.
Brilliant stuff. It is brilliant stuff. Saturday saw us draw 1 with Luton.
I was worried.
A better second half than first.
Right, exactly. I was worried in the first half, but second out, the reality is, if we're going to win the league, which is all I'm here for, by the way, I'm not here for anything else. If we're going to win the league, we need to be beating teams like Luton, who were, I think, in Nathan's
big and strong,
own words,
weren't they? They were physical.
Big and strong, but in their own words, they were playing Barcelona. That was their.
He said that.
It was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he said that.
And these guys today, Tom Cleverley, the captain of Watford, has said this week, we're going to need to be a bit more physical with them. What you're going to see in this game is these lads are going to come out with elbows flying and tackles going in to try and unsettle this team. Because what they've all seen, and what Tom Cleverley has said this week, is he's seen the Huddersfield game and gone, oh, look at this lot who think they can play football.
Got to stop them.
Yeah.
So it was 1-1 on Saturday. Burnley 1, Luton Town 1. Let's have a look at the highlights.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Vicarage Road. Highlights from last Saturday: Burnley 1, Luton 1. Welcome to those fans joining us on Clarets Plus for audio commentary, and international fans joining us for the live video stream.
Where are they joining us from, Phil? List the
All
countries.
sorts of places. Not got the list as you said earlier.
I've got it memorised.
Go on.
No, it takes ages. There's loads of countries. Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, and just a few.
I've told you before, when my dad was working in Africa, I was nothing but a young lad. If you missed World Service, you had to wait for Wednesday for the Sunday papers to be delivered. That's when you knew the results.
Hey, hang on.
What a different world we live in.
The 1930s, eh? It's all changed.
It wasn't quite that. So then, not a great start on Saturday.
No.
Went behind to an early goal. They bullied us a little bit, perhaps.
Which is going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
I think exactly the same thing. You see a football inside, you say you can't play football if I stick the elbow in and if I'm shoulder to shoulder with you. So I think when you play fancy football like we did against Huddersfield, all managers are going to watch that and go, OK, we disrupt them, we'll stop them. And I think Luton came with that game plan. They probably said, hang on, we haven't got the players that can match them toe-to-toe. We can't play football against them.
Yeah.
What we can do is this and that and a bit
Do you
of
worry
that.
a little bit at set pieces? Can we cope with some sides at set pieces?
Well, it remains to be seen, doesn't it? As I say, I think we need 10 games to work out what we can and can't cope with. You know, have we got lucky at Huddersfield? Were Huddersfield really bad? And I thought we played really well, but Huddersfield
You worried,
they weren't on us, and they needed to be on us. You know, Luton had a game plan which lasted half the game, but we couldn't get 3 points out of it. So it needs a good 10 games to work out actually what is the consistent Burnley and who are the consistent players that will turn up every week and can cope with all of those situations. You can't just have the fancy footwork, of course.
I thought Josh Brownhill was excellent.
Yeah.
Ian Matson's been great so far. Young Darrow was brilliant. And Benson came on in the second half and had a really good second half.
There's a huge amount of potential. They've all got pace, they've all got skill, they've all got surprises in the pocket. And what a lot of the Championship managers won't know is what they're going to do next, because a lot of them have not been shown at the top level where they go, oh, I know him, he always goes to the left, he always goes to, you know, and until you've had a few games where you can go, I think he always goes to the right. Well, he did it in that last game anyway. They're uncertain, so it'll be interesting to see over the entire season whether we get found out and whether we've got enough quality. At this point, it looks like we absolutely have.
Yeah, the winner tonight goes top.
Yes.
I know it's only 3 games in, but tonight's winner goes top.
Well, I think anything to knock Blackburn Rovers off the top of the league is fine for me. I mean,
would help.
That.
What of Watford? I mean, Ismail Assar scored from his own half. Yeah,
that was incredible.
Yeah, I wonder if Burnley have had a thought about that this week, and Muric has just taken a step or two back in those situations.
I think, as Vincent Company said in the press conference this week, you know, that sort of thing doesn't happen twice. And then he went, shouldn't have said that. He's unlikely to try it twice, and it was cheeky. And of course, you know, he's one of the players that he's at risk of not being here. They've got. I spoke to Gifton Noel Williams on the radio show this lunchtime, and
I know you did that.
And, you know, I said to him, who else is leaving Watford? And he went, I expect a couple to have gone, maybe 3 actually. Before the end of the season, because they've got, you know, Dennis, not here tonight because he's nearly off and up to the Toon Army. You know, Sar's another one. There's a couple of them in there that are good enough, that are worth a punt if the money is right in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think he's off to Forest actually, just to.
Oh, Forest, sorry.
Yes,
Forest.
I think so. Yeah. Last looked anyway.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I think there's a couple that they're getting away with it at the moment and putting them in the team in the hope they can have a good August before some of them go.
Do you hope that our exodus has happened and there's no more outgoings and we can settle down with the side?
I think we'd all hope for that, including Vincent Company, because the more he can train with the players and say this is the philosophy and this is your job, which I think is really important, then the better off we're going to be. What you don't want is disruption after disruption. And obviously it was difficult with Maxwell Cornet when he was, you know, obviously looking for a move away. It was obviously likely to happen but hadn't quite come off. You can't get him involved in the team, and you can't put him out there because I saw
Maxwell on Wednesday, passes on his regards.
Does he?
He came back to say goodbye to staff.
Did he? Did you tell him that? Did you say to him, "C'est magnifique"?
He mentioned "C'est magnifique." So you need some new lines.
Yeah, I know.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, no, that's true.
What about Watford? I mean, they've lost one or two, haven't they? Andre Gray's moved on. Ben Foster, Dennis we've mentioned.
But Andre
Josh
Gray,
King.
did he even play here? He never
No,
played, did he?
no, he didn't. No, he went on loan to
sad after he
QPR.
left us.
Yeah.
He's you think, okay, he's come back down south, he'll be more comfortable. He should have a good career at Watford, and he hardly ever played. And it was,
it's a shame, I thought.
Yeah, it's almost like he got distracted by, the showbiz life that he was in, and it just wasn't there anymore.
It didn't strike me that, Andre, when he was at Burnley, he was very focused.
Yeah.
Very, very focused. I thought he was great for Burnley,
Maybe it's a distraction when you get when you move in with one of Little Mix. Have you ever moved in with one of Little Mix?
No. I don't think Mrs. B would be too happy either.
She wouldn't, would she?
No, she wouldn't.
You can't share the hot tub with three.
No, you couldn't. All four. But they've got a good record here. Won the last two.
We always win here.
Won the last two, 3 of the last 4.
Yeah.
That's why you're here, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I'm here for the victory. But Watford are good. What I always worry about is teams that are a bit taller, a bit wider and skillful as well. They've got that in their side. They've got Tom Cleverley, who sits, looks like in the first 2 games, I've watched Watford's first 2 games, he sits there and he looks like nothing, right? But he's the playmaker.
Yeah, he's an organiser.
Now, if they haven't identified that downstairs, we should send him a text now and say, Vincent,
they will
stop
have
him spraying the ball out.
They will
we
have
stop
done.
the supply.
Yeah.
And actually, if we sit on Cleverley, we've got a good chance of rubbing that out, and then we can deal with the rest.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Blackburn topped the table. It's only 2 games. Sunderland made a good start. Promoted from the division below. Ellis Sims has signed from Everton. I do like the look of Ellis Sims. I think he'd be a really good signing, and he could be up amongst the top scorers in the division.
I'm always surprised that Sunderland don't do better because of the following.
Yeah.
Because you go, what a place, what a stadium, what a backing. It's a bit like Leeds when they went down, and Man City. They still took 1 million fans away with them, and at home it was rocking whether they were third division, old school. So you always think they're going to do well, but of course it depends on the club, it depends on the balance of the people that are there, and have they got the right balance there? Again, too early to say.
Yes,
on that.
it is.
A bit like Blackburn, it's too early.
Yeah, of course it is. And Burnley to that extent.
Stephen Reid, ex-Blackburn player, played 7 games.
Was he on your show
Burnley.
today?
He was on my show today, and I was saying, do you think they've peaked too early? And he went, well, it is too early to say. That's basically where they might have done.
Good lad. He's a good lad, really, isn't he? He's a fantastic story at the minute. What about the atmosphere here? They lost 15 times in the Premier League here. Last year, including that 2-1.
I think they're hoping, and I've watched some of the players being interviewed, and Rob Edwards as well. They're hoping for what we're hoping for. They've got to make
a good start, haven't they?
Well, they're thinking it's going to be great this season because we're going to win. Because we've got a good enough side that have just come down. If we hold on to enough of them, we're going to have win after win after win. That's going to lift the stadium, and therefore people are going to love it again. And actually, who was it today? I had Michael Kitely, gifted Noel Williams and Stephen Reid. It was Kitely. Michael Kitely said, I reckon that Burnley and Watford finished 1-2.
All right, good.
Because he said, I wasn't surprised Watford went down. I was surprised Burnley went down.
I like
He said, but in
Kites.
terms of their potential, I think that's 1 and 2 going back up.
Yeah, I think Watford will be there and thereabouts. It's a great test tonight, and we'll know a lot more come sort of 9:45 tonight, I think. Funny how we're on Friday TV a lot.
Yeah. Why is that? Because the Friday afternoon motorway network is not helpful, Phil. Don't get Phil on that. He'll get really grumpy.
I think everybody wants to see Vincent Company.
That's what it is. Well, already we've become Wayne Rooney's Derby County, Vincent Company's Burnley. We've already become
Yes,
that.
we have.
That's how everybody writes the copy.
We have.
No one really says Rob Edwards Watford.
No, you're right. You're right.
What?
Right.
That just doesn't work.
If you've just joined us, that team news, of course, that one change. Jack Cork relegated to the bench, and Manuel Benson starts. We think Josh Brownhill may be just going into that holding role with Costello behind Barnes, but we'll know more at kick-off. Nathan Teller signed yesterday, registered in time. He's on the bench. He's on loan from Southampton. For the Watford side, birthday boy Tom Cleverley in midfield alongside Amza Chowdhury, new signing on loan from Leicester. They tend to play 3 at the back. There's no Emmanuel Dennis. He's set to join Nottingham Forest, but Ismaila Sarr does play, and he scored from his own half on Monday. Just waiting for the teams to come out. and then I'll go through everything in full. Decent atmosphere though.
There is.
I mentioned that 15 home defeats last season. Considering that, there's a lot of noise.
It's filling up now. There's a lot of black and white flags which are flying, the massive flags that they've got going, which I think really creates an atmosphere. It's a visual treat, particularly for any new and younger fans. You want your first game to be one, not only that your team wins, but you stand there going, wow, this is amazing. And they are creating that atmosphere, in fairness to them. I can't hear the Burnley fans at the moment, but they are doing a bit of singing. And there's a couple of Belgian flags in the away end as well, I've noticed.
Anybody who's come down this afternoon from Lancashire for this game, give them credit. It was incredibly bad on the roads. No trains tomorrow, so train really was out of the question. So all credit to them. Well, really well done.
There was a fellow tweeting me this afternoon all the way down on the coach where they didn't have any air conditioning. They had the windows open, proper old school.
Yeah. Here they come. Burnley going to be in claret and blue, and it's Josh Brownhill, the skipper. Let's go through the sides. Aaron Murick in goal, Connor Roberts right back, Ian Matson at left back, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, Charlie Taylor in the centre. New skipper Josh Brownhill alongside Josh Cullen, we think in the holding roles. Ahead of them, Manuel Benson, his first start for Burnley, Darragh Costello, Samuel Bastian and Ashley Barnes. On the bench for Burnley, Peacock Farrell, Bailey Peacock Farrell, reserve keeper, Jack Cork, CJ Egan-Riley, Jay Rodriguez, good to see him in the 19. Luke McNally, Vitinho, and new signing Nathan Teller. Where's 23 on loan from Southampton for Watford? Daniel Batman in goal. We think a back three, Mario Gaspar, Francisco Ciarata, Craig Cathcart. We think a back three. Hassan Kamara will play right wing back, Ken Seaman left wing back. Central three, new signing Amsa Chowdhury, Tom Cleverley and Ido Kayembe. Up front as Melasar, as we mentioned, João Pedro, no Emmanuel Dennis, remember. Bench for them, Ben Hamer, Jeremy Ngaka, Ray Menage, Dan Gosling, Yaza Aspria, Yakun Beo and Christian Cabaselli, Belgium international defender. Our referee is Tom Bramall. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us on our pre-match show. You can now switch over to Clarets Plus on our official app or website for live audio commentary. Or if you're outside the UK, you can enjoy a full match stream in selected territories around the globe. Take care. See you next time, everybody.